warm welcome to everyone today, everyone who's present here, to witness this auspicious occasion of the launch of the Peermont Hotel School in partnership with City of Ekurhuleni. The Peermont Hotel School has been set up as a skills training center, and the first group of intake is made up of 72 young people from Ekurhuleni. And these young people will be trained in the following skills: the chefs, the waitrons, and housekeeping. The PCBT has committed 20 million to this project for a period of 3 years in training of this youth from Ekurhuleni. By the end of 3 years, the school will have trained over 1,000 youth from Ekurhuleni. And this would not have been possible if we didn't have this property that we are at today, Emperor's Palace. Over 70% of employees on this property come from Ekurhuleni. So this is just one of the initiatives of Peermont in terms of plowing back into the communities where they operate. And just to mention our partnership with the City of Ekurhuleni, the city has committed to pay the stipends of all the students for the duration of their training. And we intend to take this partnership also further as we do other projects and introduce other trainings within the school. I think at this juncture, I would like to also now ask Mr. Lehan Botha, who is the chef who is responsible here at the hotel school, to tell us more about the training programs and how the selection process went through. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, training requires passion. It requires dedication to training. Most of all, above those two, it requires a financial investment. So, firstly, I would like to, on behalf of the management company, thank the Peermont Community Benefit Trust for investing the money. Also, on top of that, all our wonderful sponsors. There is a sponsorship or a sponsors wall inside the school as well that you can view for more detail. But, you know, without the people that invest first into the dream, things like this is not possible. So to have this facility is wonderful for us. I think you'll agree once you get a chance to view that it is really a world-class facility when it comes to training. We have got everything we require here to produce some of the best potential people for this industry in the years to come. The biggest thing in our approach to training at the school, and that's why it is so important that it is 100% dedicated to training and not operations, is that we try and teach people more than just the skills. The skills are extremely important, don't get me wrong, but we are here to teach these guys the values they require to succeed in the industry and in business going forward. The disciplines that come with it, everything as small as timekeeping to product knowledge, which we've heard is one of or seen firsthand is one of the most important things. You know, we've had some wonderful experiences in just 2 months already, where after our first open day, the comments came from almost half of the students to say, thank you for all the new things we've tasted. And I was standing there thinking, what was it that was new? And it was ultimately mushrooms. And it's something that in a professional kitchen is almost taken for granted. But, you know, these guys 1 month ago has never tasted a mushroom. In fact, they tasted them 2 weeks ago. So, you know, it is really taking it back to the core elements of this industry. from the customer straight through to the products, and bringing this entire picture together between all the departments. As Thierry mentioned, that we've got the chefs and the housekeepers and the waiters that all come together and learn how this industry is supposed to work and how hospitality works. So by living a dream every day, they will realize that it is not a dream anymore, and they will be living reality. And for them, it will change their futures. In the next 3 years, we will train 1,080 students in this school in the skills that we've mentioned. Our approach is 100% skills-based. There's very little theory involved in the sense of sitting in classrooms, going through books, because the action is on the floor. This job happens in the kitchen, at the bar, at the tables, and in the rooms where the housekeepers do their tasks. So our facility has been fitted with a kitchen that is in total close to the value of about R1 million. It's got all the equipment that we need. Our beautiful restaurant has got a feature that, or we call it our feature wall, which is a 107-year-old bar that we managed to buy, and it looks beautiful in our restaurant. We have got, currently the construction is on the go to build full hotel room, spec to the T, to the same as what the new extension that's being built at Emperor's. So students will train in the rooms as they look in the hotel. So 1 month ago, we received a group of very nervous but very excited kids that came through those gates, and they were looking forward to learning something. Last week, Friday, they served a live breakfast to 50 people with dishes that included things like the difficult breakfast dishes like eggs Benedict and omelets and so on, and they passed with flying colors. Today you will be served and hosted by a young group of professionals. They have learned a lot of the disciplines. They are looking professional, they are acting professional, and I can tell you they are hungry to tackle this industry and go and make a difference. We are very fortunate to have today with us another chef from the industry, in fact a very well-renowned chef in our industry, Mr. David Higgs. Just a little bit of background about David for those of you that don't know him. He is currently the advisor, or one of the advisors, to the national culinary team that's going to be competing in the World Culinary Olympics in October. He and his business partner, Mr. Gary Kiriako, is opening Marble Restaurant soon in Joburg. And then on top of that, just so that, because he's not busy enough yet, he is also going to judge at the S. Pellegrino Junior or Young Chef competition, and he's the only South African representative on that panel. And what I could research on it is that last year that competition had more than 3,600 entries worldwide. So it is definitely a competition of the highest caliber. And just to top that all off, he was also the S. Pellegrino Chef of the Year in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a mouthful, but the greatest thing about this is that he is just as passionate about projects like this as we are. So without further ado, Mr. David Higgs.
Thanks, Leon. I just want to read something quickly, something that's close to my heart and something that upsets me a lot within our industry. Something called hospitality, and I think sometimes we forget exactly what hospitality means. I could Google here just to keep me on my toes here. The friendly and generous reception and entertainment of guests, visitors, and strangers. I mean, how often does that get forgotten in our industry? I've been in this industry for probably 27 years now, and this still to this day is something that really upsets me. We know how hard we work for our money, you know, and we don't have a hell of a lot of time, and we get stuck in traffic all day and everything else. And then you go to a restaurant or a hotel or wherever it is, and you get grumpy service. You know, the food is average and everything else, and there's no place for that. We struggle so much to get international visitors to this country. When they get here, I think they understand the value. But we struggle so much to get people here, and it takes a very simple smile, okay, to make someone feel at home. And that's exactly what I felt when I walked in here. So to Leon and whoever's responsible, it was incredible. I walked into the kitchen, all the chefs were smiling. You can see everybody that is working on the front of house. You know, everybody's got a great smile, and that's where it starts. It makes you feel welcome, and it makes you feel at home. So well done. I mean, that's an incredible start. So. So on behalf of myself and my business partner Gary from Marble Restaurant, it's really great to be here. I have since got involved with a bunch of youngsters. The most incredible story in Diepsloot, called the Diepsloot Mountain Bike Academy. And it was through cycling that I got to know Tsepo, Tendani, Dankiso, and a bunch of about 12 cyclists. There's 300 kids that come and cycle on Northern Farms, which is situated just on Diepsloot's doorstep. And it struck me after these kids were coming to cycle, and it's an initiative from APSA and Barclays. It struck me that these kids weren't being fed on a weekly basis or a weekend basis when they were there. And I approached Mr. Brian Joffrey from Bidvest, and he sponsored me a little kitchen. And since then, we've had about 6 guys join me at the Saxon Hotel, and there's about 8 guys and ladies that are going to join us now at Marble. And that's an initiative where it's a small canteen that we make toasted sandwiches and coffees, and from there we can actually move them into the restaurant environment. So can you just imagine with what we have here, which I'm very jealous of. It really is a dream for me to do something like this as well, at this sort of scale. I think when you spend a little bit of time in the townships and the Diepsloot, and you see how many kids are involved at that sort of very basic level, and you drop them off at home, and you see how many kids are sitting on the side of that is our future, sitting on the side of the street, you know. And only through projects like this can we grow. So I can't applaud you enough. I'm quite emotional, and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Just a note, we always welcome any help, so you can already start get involved now. I would like to just introduce the next speaker. He is the Peermont CSI executive and a Peermont Community Benefit Trust trustee, Mr. Vusi Zwane.
Good afternoon again, everyone. I just want to start with reading a quote that means so much, and to those that have been close to the project, they know what this means. Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass away. And this explains the project, and I think 2 people in this space will know what I'm talking about. And that's Jaggy. I can't see, where's Jaggy? Jaggy and Wayne. We've been on this process for maybe 3 years or so, and we've been trying to see how we can, get along and get this to where it is now. So what you're seeing here, if you go inside and you almost like taken aback by what you see, this is just a temporary facility, and we're still going to be coming up with something that is out of this world. And Mary, I don't think you were acknowledged. I'd like to have Mary acknowledged. She's one of our lead black shareholder partners, and welcome. and thanks that you're here. And just want to introduce someone that I know very well, someone that we've worked with for a long time, actually since the inception during the licensing of Empress Palace, and that's MMC Tumbu Mahlangu. The city of Ekurhuleni, which under the Department of Economic Development, which is headed by MMC Mahlangu, is coming in as a full partner, and I know your payoff line is a partnership that works, and I think we're seeing a good example of that. Ladies and gentlemen, MMC Tumbu Mahlangu.
As all of us were here, the city is making that commitment. We'll continue to give you that support. I mean, I'm sure in the next 3 years it's not going to be here. We'll have to move it to the next point. And I hope that at the time when we take it there, we'll open it up again. But I want also to thank the chef that was speaking here to say, I think you'll have quite an interesting period. In our restaurants, for quite a number of challenges. I was talking to Babu Zwane the other day to say, I think it's important that we need to begin to upgrade our own people that are working in restaurant. Fortunately, the department that we are coordinating now or managing is a department that also links to the tourism. And therefore, we feel very strong that the people development is an issue that we must try to work around to achieve what we can achieve. But I must also appreciate that the people of mind and those that are having vision and passion, they've made sure that this thing becomes a reality.
Can I call on Mr. Higgs to come and receive a little token for coming up? Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. And can I call on MMC Mahlangu to come up? Thank you. Can I ask my friend, my long-term friend, Jerry, to come up?
Thank you. I hope there's a check for you.
I'm here at the fantastic launch of the Peermont Hotel School in partnership with the Ekurhuleni municipality. This is an initiative that has been a passion project of mine as an executive of Peermont for the last 12 years.
The whole idea behind the school is that we want to train the youth, we want to train and upskill the youth so that they become job ready.
Peermont's board, as well as the Peermont Community Benefit Trust, had the foresight and the passion and the determination to approve the project and to get this facility built as a training facility offering City and Guilds accredited courses.
This is probably the industry's finest collaboration between what is required to be a chef, a waiter or a housekeeper in the industry and what industry actually requires of those people.
The whole idea between Peermont, which is an operator and the owner of Empress Palace, is that over years, together with the municipality, we're going to produce top-class people who can work not just at Peermont, who can work not just at Empress Palace, but at some of the hotels that we have, at some of the restaurants that we have within Ekurhuleni.
We're about to accept upwards of 70 students every 2 months that will come through into our kitchens, into our hotel rooms and into our restaurants, and thereafter for another 8 months they'll be going off to industry partners, to competitor hotels, because after all this is a community project, and we're looking forward to playing a very important role in these kids' lives.
The tourism industry is one of the fastest growing industries in South Africa, and we believe that by taking unskilled youth out of their communities and skilling them and giving them an opportunity to change their lives and to be able to have incomes for the rest of their lives and have families and grow into future leaders in the tourism space.
Myself and a lot of people that work with me came through this channel, so to speak. We didn't have lots of money to go to the finest schools, so we did our practical component while we were learning in hotels. You'll find many of us that are still in the industry are because we had that practical component, which made us very aware of what it takes to be in this game.
This is only a temporary facility. Later on, we have identified a facility together with Ekurhuleni where the structure will be 3 times, 4 times of what we see. And we're all excited and we look forward to that big day. It's a great project.
I'm absolutely honored to be here today with the media, Ekurhuleni Municipality Council, Executive Management of Peermont, Peermont Community Benefit Trust trustees in welcoming and opening this facility, which I hope will be something that will be here for the next 15 to 25 years.